black light, shine a little bit more light on it. Now, uh, talking about the roots. Now, I don't know if you ever noticed that the way the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught Islam, it was like a science class, uh, a math class, uh, social studies class, uh, English class, uh, but mainly it was a science class. And the way he taught Islam it wasn't like a religion. It was like a science. Uh, when he went to the roots of the history of the black man, he would touch on a span of 76 trillion years, uh, metaphysics. He had it all in his teachings, and he'd tell you how to define the correct definition of certain words, uh, what commas was supposed to be, anyway. Uh, the Dogon tribe was just a period in time in our history, our long history. Uh, they are an extension of the Egyptians, or the Kemetic people. The Kemetic people are an extension of the Ethiopians. Ethiopians are an extension of the Cushites. And you could go further back than that, but a lot of that information ain't available to us. Now, in the 1931 is when some Caucasian European scientists was talking to the Dogon, interviewing the Dogon, trying to get some information, scientific information out of them. But Master Farad came in 1930, and he had that information already, and he was giving it to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's why I got that red star and that blue star on my fez, And so, brothers and sisters, those of you who are not in the Nation of Islam, and just following me to see, if I know what I'm talking about. Well, he makes it plain that the way we teach Islam is a science of life, a science of living. And so when he said civilized, it's the duty of a civilized man to teach the uncivilized. Well, the Caucasian, the Caucasoid, in his dictionary, he breaks it down like this: civilized, to bring or come out of a primitive or savage condition to a higher level of social organization, of cultural and scientific development. Well, he confuses savage with primitive, and the word primitive got the word prime in it, and prime means the first in time, original. This is what his dictionary classifies it or defines it as. Primitive means the earliest of times, the original. And so when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that the black man is the original Asiatic black man, he's saying that we are the first and the only, the one and only, you know, first. This is why I'm always saying prime time. I mean, like, sometime you might hear a fighter or a boxer say, I'm in my prime. You know, well, he's talking about he's just in the beginning stages of his development. You know, well, he also could be talking about uh, uh, the level of supremacy. You know, the beginning of supremacy. You know, if supreme has levels and stages to it, it has to have a beginning stage, and that will be the prime of supremacy. You know, it don't have to mean savage though. In other words, savage mean a beast-like behavior. So what I'm trying to get to, the black man has roots. This right here is a flyer. This flyer here is old as hell. This was in my prime time. I was selling fish. Started off selling fish with my uncle, for my uncle. And then I started doing it on my own. And I know one thing, I was kept with a constant supply of fish, a variety of fish, and I had a pocket full of money. I wasn't paying taxes. You know, I was hustling fish, going door to door saying fresh fish. And then I would get my customers, because people like fish, you know, they love fish. And I write my customer down in the wintertime, I still sell them some fish. You know, in those days, Chrysler laid me off, and my mother suggested I go and hustle with my uncle. And my uncle was a hustler. You know, he hustled everything. He hustled so hard he got up on the grocery store. He hustled up on the grocery store. And he still was hustling when he had the grocery store. He bought buildings. He bought buildings with that hustle money. I mean, he was pimping, juggling, flipping, and dipping. But he taught me the game. And then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So, a lot of you are out of work. A lot of you don't want to sell dope. Now, when I was selling fish out the trunk of my car, how I did it was, how we did it at that time was, we would go over to Canada and get, my uncle knew the fishermen over there. And before the fishermen, they would sell their fish to the fisheries. He would catch them at the docks, you know, and you always had the shore patrol police, you know. Sometimes he'll pay them off if he catch the right one, you know. And we would go there, and then sometimes we'd go down to Sandusky, Ohio, at the fishery, and go catch some of those fishermen, you know, and buy their fish, and come back, bag it up just like you bag up some cocaine or some weed, weigh it up, bag it up, go to the ice house, get a ton of ice, get you some tubs, put it in your truck or your car, you know, bunch of ice on top of it, and go to the neighborhoods, and by the morning time, by lunchtime, we'd be sold out. So we kept about maybe about $500 or $600 on the day, cash, tax-free money, you know. Sometimes we had to split it up with, you know, we had to split our portion up with my uncle. He just want the cost, cause he would front the, front the buying of the fish, or whatever. And we just give him the cost, give him his cost back, and the rest, no overhead, nothing like that, just gas money. And we would be in station wagons and trucks, and we would sell morning, noon, and evening. And the summertime was the best time. In the wintertime, we just go to our customers. We wouldn't be walking down the street hollering, "Fish man, fresh fish. Who eat fish?" That's how we used to do it. First, I didn't like it because I wanted to look cool, I wanted to be sharp or whatever. I just got off of trying to be a Mac, trying to pimp. That wasn't me. I could have did it, but real good. I didn't have the heart to put my sister on the block. I was getting very conscious, So, anyway, to make a long story short, I want to show my brothers and sisters how to get paid without selling drugs and things that will harm your body or whatever. So we'll talk about it. This is Black Light. Right now I'm talking about it's prime time to do anything you want to do.